Picture this, it's the end of a long day, and you're finally settling in for a moment of peace. Then suddenly, the sound you dread, your child crying out in the night, followed by the unmistakable sound of vomiting. It's alarming, isn't it? Your child seemed perfectly fine just a few hours ago. So why are they throwing up now, in the middle of the night? The truth is, vomiting at night in children is more common than you might think. But it's not always as simple as a stomach bug or too much dessert before bed. In fact, there are a number of potential reasons behind nighttime vomiting, and many parents are caught off guard when it happens. Let's break down what might be going on and how to get through it. Common causes behind nighttime vomiting. Your child may be vomiting at night for several different reasons. It could be a reaction to something they ate, a respiratory issue, or even a digestive problem that only flares up when they're lying down. Here's a closer look at some of the most common culprits. 1. Food poisoning, the body's way of saying nope. Sometimes, the body just knows when something isn't right. If your child eats food that's been sitting out too long, wasn't cooked properly, or even something they found stashed away in their backpack from days ago, their body's first reaction may be to expel it, fast. This could happen hours after they ate the offending food, meaning that late-night vomiting might catch you off guard. In addition to vomiting, watch for other signs like stomach cramps, nausea, fever, diarrhea. The silver lining? Vomiting due to food poisoning usually passes quickly once the body has rid itself of the problem. 2. Stomach flu. The surprise visitor. The stomach flu, or viral gastroenteritis, is a frequent nighttime wrecker for kids. This highly contagious bug can hit out of nowhere, often when everyone's already tucked in. Vomiting is one of the key symptoms, but you'll also want to look for mild fever, stomach cramps, diarrhea. Kids can pick up this virus easily, especially if they've been around others with the illness. The good news? It usually clears up on its own after a few uncomfortable days. 3. Food sensitivities, the sneaky trigger. Sometimes, vomiting is linked to food sensitivities that you might not even know your child has. Unlike food allergies, food sensitivities don't always show up right away. If your child had a late dinner or bedtime snack, it could lead to vomiting in the middle of the night. Dairy, wheat, eggs, and soy are common triggers. How can you tell if food sensitivity is the cause? Other symptoms like a stomachache, nausea, or dizziness may follow the vomiting. You might notice a pattern if it happens after certain meals. If vomiting occurs without more severe allergy symptoms, like swelling or breathing issues, it's likely a sensitivity, not an allergy. 4. Coughing, the surprising vomit instigator. Did you know that even a simple cough can trigger vomiting? Your child might have just a slight cough during the day, but at night it can become more persistent. Breathing through an open mouth, especially when lying down, dries out the throat and worsens the coughing, which can lead to gagging and vomiting. If your child has a wet cough from a cold or flu, mucus buildup can make this even worse. When that extra fluid irritates the stomach, your little one could throw up unexpectedly. It's messy but usually not a serious concern. 5. Acid reflux, not just an adult problem. We often think of heartburn or acid reflux as something that happens to adults after eating too much spicy food. But kids can experience it too, and it can be a hidden reason behind nighttime vomiting. When stomach acid comes back up the esophagus, it can irritate your child's throat and trigger vomiting, especially if they ate certain reflux-inducing foods like fried or fatty foods, chocolate, citrus fruits, tomato-based dishes. If your child regularly vomits at night and also complains of a sore throat, bad breath, or frequent colds, acid reflux could be to blame. Respiratory conditions that can cause vomiting. 6. Asthma. It's more than just wheezing. Children with asthma are more likely to cough and wheeze at night, which can lead to vomiting. This is because their airways tend to be more sensitive while they sleep. If your child is coughing, wheezing, or struggling to breathe at night, asthma could be the underlying issue. Asthma symptoms at night may also include chest tightness, shortness of breath, fatigue, or crankiness the next day due to poor sleep. 7. Snoring or sleep apnea. A choking hazard. Snoring might seem harmless, but it could be a sign of something more serious. If your child snores and also has trouble breathing during sleep apnea, they might wake up suddenly, coughing and vomiting. This happens because their body is trying to clear the airway, especially if their snoring is accompanied by long pauses in breathing. What you can do about it. While it can be hard to predict when or why your child will vomit at night, there are things you can do to help manage and even prevent it from happening in the first place. Limit late-night snacks. Avoid giving your child foods that can trigger acid reflux or other sensitivities close to bedtime. Elevate their head. If reflux is an issue, try propping up their pillow to help keep stomach acid down where it belongs. Hydrate. After vomiting, it's important to help your child stay hydrated. Offer small sips of water or a rehydration solution like Pedialyte, especially if diarrhea is also present. Soothe their cough. If coughing is the culprit, use a humidifier in their room to add moisture to the air and help ease the irritation in their throat. Check for allergies or asthma. If you suspect asthma or allergies, talk to your pediatrician. Treating the underlying condition can help prevent nighttime vomiting episodes. When to seek medical help. Nighttime vomiting is usually nothing to panic about, but there are times when it's important to get medical advice. If your child has persistent vomiting along with any of the following symptoms, it's a good idea to call your doctor: fever over 102 degrees Fahrenheit, severe headache or stomach pain, blood in bowel movements, little or no urination, difficulty breathing or shortness of breath, dehydration symptoms, dry mouth, dizziness, very tired. If vomiting is linked to severe breathing difficulties, an allergic reaction, like swelling of the face or lips, or your child is too weak to stay awake, it's time to seek emergency medical care. Final thoughts. A temporary setback. Nighttime vomiting in kids is stressful, but it's usually a symptom of something relatively minor and temporary. Whether it's the result of a food reaction, a stomach bug, or a respiratory issue, most causes of nighttime vomiting can be managed at home with some basic care and attention. Keep an eye out for patterns, and talk to your child's doctor if you're unsure of the cause. The key is to stay calm, respond to your child's needs, and make sure they stay hydrated as they recover. Your child's health is always the priority, but remember, vomiting is the body's way of saying something needs attention. Sometimes, a little attention to their environment or diet can make all the difference. Stay prepared, and the next time it happens, you'll be ready.